The next part of the autonomic nervous system we're going to talk about is the parasympathetic part of it. Now this gets a little more fancy with words and complicated than I just talked about, so don't worry. You're still going to get it, and it's going to be really interesting. So what we'll start with is how the emotions are linked to part of being in the parasympathetic state. So when it's in a non-balanced state, the emotions that we're going to feel are, we're going to feel more immobilized, but we still have the fear. So our blood's not necessarily pumping like we were with in our stress state, but it's more a depressive state. So we still have the fear, but again, we're not mobilized, we're sort of immobilized. And actually, fascinatingly enough, animals have this branch of the vagus nerve too, the dorsal branch of the vagus nerve. And what they do is, so say the example they gave was a lion eating, a cantaloupe, an antelope, that's funny, an antelope. So when the antelope kind of realized like, oh, I'm toast, this lion's gonna eat me, they play dead. And sometimes the lion is just there to have fun and try and kill something, not really eat it, and they let it go and then it walks away. And so we have this ability to get our heart rate that low and it's a real survival part of us. But when we go into that state, when we're not, it's not life threatening, but we're in the fear state and we're immobilized, we can sort of call that, the symptoms would be depressive state, as well as maybe someone's experiencing symptoms of fibromyalgia. Maybe that part of the nervous system could be more responsible for those symptoms. And as well, they actually found in their research that there was decreased blood flow to the frontal part of the brain, the frontal lobe, which is our will, which is our decision making and our motivation to get up and go. So, sometimes I have those patients where, no matter how many times I give them an exercise to do, and, they see me all the time, they chronically have issues, they just can't seem to follow through on their own and get it together to do anything that's really going to help themselves. Now that you got to understand, that's like part of the physiology that's going on for them in their body. So you got to be really, and maybe that's you, maybe you can relate to that. So you want to know this connection of the emotions and then how, the imbalance in this autonomic nervous system is affecting that. Now, that's great information, and why it's so great is because we're actually going to give you tools to help balance it so you don't have to live in that state with those symptoms.